오랜만이에요. Hi guys. Let me know if you could hear me. Yes or no. That's how we always start off. It's good to see you guys. Merry almost Christmas. Hi Bruce. Good to see you. Thank you, Nathan. Good to see you as well. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. And happy belated birthday. Thank you. My birthday was the 12th of December. 12/12. Easy to remember, right? But I've been sick probably since like the day or two after my birthday. So I'm still actually struggling with gook in my throat. So if you hear me do that a lot, that's fine. Hello, Jay. Aw, missed you guys as well. Hello from Australia. Hi. Merry Christmas to you too. Hello, good to see you too. Oh, so many great people. Happy drawings. It's been a while. Oh, Nathan. Thank you for the birthday present. Oh, I can like it now? I can click a little like button. Thank you, Nathan. Really, you didn't have to do that. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. Been sick since Monday, ever since you landed in the US. Yeah, so there is something. There's many things going around. Maddie! Oh, I almost knocked my Christmas tree over because I love you so much. There's something going around in all the parts of the world. That's all I have to say. If anybody like flies these days, usually if they didn't already have it, they're getting it like as they fly. I did get a little bit sick after my flight, but it wasn't too bad. And then I think, yeah, everyone in Korea right now, if they haven't gotten the bug, it's like there's a flu going around. There's also like the virus that shall not be named is like going, I don't know if it's like a new strand or what's going on, but yes, I am in Seoul. This is my Seoul apartment. I have never shown you guys around here, huh? I guess that's not really like my style of video, but if you are interested in an apartment tour and you want me to force me to like clean my place and make it look nice, maybe you guys need to tell me that you do want an apartment tour so that I can make it look even nicer. I have some holiday decorations up that look nice. But yes, I'm in Korea. I got here the beginning of December. Yeah. And I've spent the majority of it sick, but that's fine. I was healthy to celebrate my birthday, and I was healthy to make the video that I had last posted, which we will talk about a little bit. And are you going to come back to the US soon? I do not plan to. I don't know when I'll go back, actually. I usually try to go like twice a year-ish, but because of the video that I uploaded, you can probably understand why I went back an extra time. I think I went back 3 times. 3 times, yes, this year. And that was much needed, but also probably like the best this last time that I went back to the States, which like wasn't really as planned, and it was from the end of October till early December. It was so good. Hi, Nick. Hello, hello. Good to see everybody. But yeah, it was the best time. Like this past trip that I went to the States was the best time home that I had ever had. I found a church near my parents' home. I had not really had like a home church, like a home base church. And I tried to just like go and just like sneak in, and I'm just gonna watch the message, and then I'm just gonna yeet myself out of here. Like I'm not really looking to like meet people or make too many friends. And the very first Sunday I went, I have to keep drinking my water. The very first Sunday I went, the sweet woman named Arlene like really felt like in her spirit, like, I gotta go talk to this girl. And she snatched me, and all of a sudden I was going to all the things. Like she she plugged me into one event and then I went to everything. And so it was the biggest blessing. There was so much that I learned from that church. There were so many wonderful people that encouraged me, like loved on me, cared for me, especially when my heart was like feeling all the feels. And it was such a just incredible blessing to have like a space that I could call home in the States as well, because I'd only been just like kind of going to my parents' house and just like I knew my favorite coffee shops, but I wasn't really like connected with anybody in the States. So it was so good. It was so good. And now I'm doing so much better as a result. How was it like transitioning from a US house size to a Korean room size? Keyword house, keyword room. Obviously, it's a transition. The place that I have is it's just, it's great for one person. It's all I need. But when it comes to the States and you have my parents are there, obviously, and a cat, my sister, Gracie Lou. Oh, our cat's named Gracie Lou. That is obviously you're gonna need more space because there's more of you in one house. But I love both places so much. I'm supposed to move out of this place in the middle of February. And so I have been kind of like just debating on where to move and what kind of place do I want to get. And this is the place I live right now is a one room, but it has like the loft thing. So there's like a bed. It's not like my old apartment. If y'all saw my my last apartment, I like went up this very steep ladder and then I had to like scooch into my bed. Like I literally couldn't even do like a half stand. I was like army crawling into my bed. This is like higher. So like I can stand up and walk, but not like fully stand, if that makes any sense. So this place, and it has a closet, which has become my prayer closet, which is like probably my favorite part about this place. So when I do find my new apartment, I am wondering how big. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe a 2 room so I could finally just like set up a studio so I don't have to take things down every time I want to film. And because I'm starting the podcast, I'd love to have the mics just to be able to stand up, stay standing, just stay there with the arm and thing. And I want to have like a guest seat area so guests can come on the podcast as well. And I'd love to just have that be a place. And then I could put like a bed in there if a friend wanted to stay over. But it's hard to find a 2 room that's like reasonably priced. So we'll see. Adjusted well. I love both homes. They both have pros and cons. I'm thankful that where I live has a beautiful view here in Korea and the apartment's really nice. So wasn't that hard to adjust, but it's more so hard to just adjust to like the lifestyle because it's so busy here. I don't have my car anymore. Yes, I am an only child. I call my cat my sister or my family. We call Gracie my sister. so, so yeah, it's just a cat. She's my sister, but I'm still an only child, like human standards. Um, yeah. Uh, there has been lots of snow. It even stuck. There's like a park kind of near my home, and the whole ground was like covered in snow. Like usually it snows here, but it doesn't stay. It stayed. I mean, now it's kind of gone, mostly gone, but it did snow, and it did stay, sleigh. Okay, I'm done. Hello from the US. Nice to meet you, Anna. Hello. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Curious if you've come up with some clever ways to make new friends in Korea. Yes. Uh, advice on making new friends. The way that I make literally the majority of my friends is through my churches. And I cannot recommend, like, I cannot recommend going to a church enough to meet people. I have come to realize, as you can tell from like the video that I posted last, you start to realize not everyone is even worth trusting, even if you would have considered them a friend. And what I'm not saying that you can only find friends at church, but another way that I would recommend friends is like a language exchange. But language exchanges, which are like often like cafes and sometimes they're bars, and you go and you kind of get a random number and you get assigned to like sit at a table and then you can meet those people. I've heard from many people slash my own personal experience. I've just seen that people will go to those with like the wrong heart. If you think about, some people really just do want to learn English, and that's why they're going, and they want to get a good test score or something, and so they want to make sure that they can go and practice authentic English, right? Not like textbook English. But at the same time, if you think about people who like super love English, like they're really obsessed with English, there's maybe a fetish that's happening there, right? And so I think the same thing happens with people that come to Korea. I also love the language of Korean. I think it's beautiful, but I haven't personally, like, I've just struggled to learn the language. I do try. I still study all the time. But I do know that some people, like, it's sad, but some people like desire to learn English for the sake of meeting foreigners, for the sake of, there's a really sad phrase here in Korea called ride the white horse or ride the black horse. And we're being real honest right off the bat with this live stream. But it's literally a fetish where guys will say they want to do that. Women as well. They want to do that with a foreigner. They want to ride a white or black horse to add it to like their trophy collection, of what they've experienced in life. So you just want to be very careful. And I'm probably saying that more so now than ever before because of the story that I posted. Yellow fever is the other side. Yeah. So foreigners who come here and they're like really obsessed and very interested in wanting to find their Korea boo. So it happens on both sides. So just be careful, but language exchanges are good. I host meetups like every now and then. We're actually having a Christmas party today. It got postponed a week because I was so sick last week. I could probably invite like one or two more. Oh, that would be hard. I have to keep it small because the space that I'm renting is small. But if anybody is here in Seoul and wants to come today, you can message me on Instagram and I could maybe have like one or two more people come. But yes, okay. That was a long-winded answer. Language exchanges. There are meetups that happen like for content creators every now and then. There's trips that you can go on. You can look at like Tracy has or Klook, or Airbnb experience. You can go to some of these experiences or trips, meet other people on those trips as well, because usually tourists do that as well. And my church is awesome, full of a lot of great people. So if you're interested in coming to celebrate Christmas, there's actually a collective AIM Christmas service that's happening on Christmas Day, so Monday the 25th, and it's at Shinyongssan Church, which is near like iPark Mall and like the Hyde Building, and all the churches are kind of coming together and celebrating like at one church. So I'll be there if you want to go to that. Okay, I'm going back to the comments. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm coming back. When was your birthday? My birthday was the 12th of December, so I am now 30 years old. I'm finally 30. I'm so happy to be 30. Bye 20s. I'm good. Goodbye 20s. I really love this question of journey of finding your home church. Do you mean here in Korea or do you mean in the States? Tim! Hey, Tim! From London! I am doing well. You just got back from Christmas dinner. Oh, I hope it went really well. It's 2:40 a.m. Tim never sleeps. Oh, hi, Christy. Hi, Justin. Long time no see. And Paul. Paul, hey. Hello, hello. I'm glad you're able to join as well. Warm LA. Don't rub it in, okay? It's been like, it was literally below 0 Fahrenheit the majority of like the last 2 evenings. I had to like board up my window because it was so windy and I could feel some of it. And I started to like put blankets up and stuff because I was so cold in my room. Mike, we will visit in April to see my daughter. Oh, going to KU. I'm so excited for you. Come experience Korea. And I'm glad you like the videos. I hope that you've found them helpful. More to come. More videos to come. Merry Christmas. Glad to see you're back. I'm happy to be back. Won't be back until the 1st. Are you flying on the 1st, Bruce? Happy New Year's? Will you be like New Year's-ing the whole flight? You know what I mean? Happy New Year through the time zone. Hello, Kenneth. I've heard from other YouTubers how guys might act really sweet and shy with that end goal, which is really concerning. That has happened to me so many times. The amount of people that I thought were genuinely like kind, had other things in mind, especially I will make a podcast about this, and I don't want this to get like, I don't want this live stream to get like super heavy, but I have some really sad stories about trusting people, telling them I'm not interested in doing certain things, them saying, no, it's totally fine. And then all of a sudden they don't seem like it's quite as fine as they had once said. So we'll talk about that in a podcast. I haven't figured out, I'd love to know your advice. I haven't figured out what to name the travel podcast, because it's going to be mostly about Korea, but I might eventually make some of the episodes will be just about travel in general. So I don't really know if I should just call it like the truth of travel, the truth about travel. If you have any podcast recommendations for the one that's about travel things, I'd love to know, because I've been struggling with that one. Hello, Casual Flipper. I don't know why I said it in an accent. Maybe it just made me feel a little bit more excited. Okay, so my home church in Korea / our English-speaking churches that are mixed with Koreans and foreigners all the time. I think every single foreigner-speaking, like English-speaking church often has Koreans in it that prefer to speak in English, but also speak Korean. So like the church that I attend, I actually switched to a different church recently that was very much like, this will be I'll answer this question actually, because I love both churches, the church I've been going to and the new church that I am going to. I'm obsessed with both. I love both. I consider both home. I consider both like family. One is a very new family. One is like my genuine old family, but the Lord is really he's been pushing it on my heart since the summer to move to this new church. I was very hesitant. The way I found my first church, which I just love so much and I will miss, but the way I found my first church was literally 2 random strangers. One was a Bumble BFF connection. That's another way to make friends, by the way. Bumble BFF has like a friend category. Be careful with the dating apps. I don't trust those people. Okay, I've only met one person off of those dating apps that is like a genuine good friend of mine, and it's because he loves the Lord. Peter, you're the best. Okay, so there was one Bumble BFF girl connection I made, and then there was a subscriber who landed in quarantine at the exact same time as me, like landed in Korea, not well, I guess quarantine as well. But I had these 2 people. The Bumble BFF connection told me about the church. And I, at this point in my life, was very against going to church. I thought I could do the whole Christian thing solo, just me and the Lord. I did not trust people. That was because I didn't really understand that churches, like the humans, are not perfect. God is the only one that can be perfect. And I'm still called in the Word of God to be a part of the church, like be a part of the community, to use the ways in which God has gifted me a part of that collective. And I had to find the right church, because there are still like, I have a lot of church hurt, and I totally understand the hesitancy sometimes when you've been burnt so much or hurt by people. But keep searching, because when you find the right church, man, it's incredible. And so this person told me about it, and I'm thinking like, I don't really like do the whole church thing anymore. And then I was talking with this other girl, this other subscriber, and I said, hey, someone recommended this church to me. I might go. Like, are you interested in going? And she said, oh, I actually already have a church that I was planning to attend. I said, oh, what's that church? And it's the same church. It was the same church. Two people I don't really know, 2 strangers telling me about the same church. And I was like, I guess I should maybe watch online. I'm in quarantine and I watched, and the message just like even the prayer that opened up like the service, I was like bawling in my quarantine room because it was talking about how the harvest is so plentiful here in Korea in the world, but in Korea the harvest is so plentiful, but the laborers are so few. As in, there are so many lost people here who need to know the truth, the love of God. Bring people here to Korea that can come and like help partake in loving this country and helping, yeah, helping sow seeds, like love people, hopefully bring people to the Lord. And so I was like, dang, the Lord brought me here for more reasons than just I liked Korea a little bit. And so I started going to that church, changed my life. It healed me. I met the most incredible friends who I just love so much, still talk to so many of them. And now this new church, found them on Instagram. So I found them. And they're much different from the usual type of church that I would go to. Excuse me, which is why I was so hesitant for so long. But the Lord kept poking at me. Why don't you go? Why don't you check it out? And it took me to come to this really hard place of like pain and brokenness to be like, I could really use a worship night. And they have worship nights every Friday night, and they have prayer nights with worship every Saturday night. And I went for like weeks on end every week because I went and it was so incredible. And I was like, this is why you were telling me to go. So that's kind of how I found that one. Okay. If y'all can't tell, I have like a one-track mind. If I start reading the comments as I'm talking, I will forget what century I'm in. So I'm really sorry that I'm just now getting back to the comments. Okay. Keeping it real about travel. I like that. I like that. You're in Seoul until February. Your videos have been very informative. I'm happy, Amanda. Welcome to Korea. Good to see you too. Korea freedom. Yes. What is the main religion in Korea? It used to be a very Christian country. I would say that is still the main, but sadly, that's like the older generations. I would say younger generations are quite atheistic. Lots of atheists, agnostics. Yeah, I would say the younger generations have just stopped believing in many things. And Buddhism as well is very popular. Dor, welcome back. Nice treat. Thank you so much for giving. You really didn't have to. It was off of, sorry. It was off of Coupang, and it was only like $10, $15. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. But thank you so much, truly, for your support. It means so much, really. Thank you. Where was it? I lost it. Okay, if I missed something, you're gonna have to post it again. I'm going back to the bottom. I'm glad you found great community. I'm wondering which neighborhoods in Seoul are optimal for finding. Whoa, when the chat goes up, I'm like, hello. For finding English-speaking churches. I'm actually intermediate in Korean, and it's not a deal breaker. Bruce, have to run. Have a hot coffee on me. Thank you so much, Bruce. See you after the first. Yes, I will see you when you get back. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you so much, Bruce, for that encouragement. Seriously. Merry Christmas. Have a good Christmas with your family. See you when you get back. Okay, so as far as English-speaking communities, English-speaking churches, they're actually all over. Hi, Sammy. Good to see you. I'm doing really well. I'm doing so well. It's almost Christmas. How could I not be doing great? The churches are all over Seoul, actually. So there's one like right in the center, near, like I said, near iPark Mall. That's one. There's one like a bit north of Itaewon. Itaewon? Is that where that one is? I think so. Yeah, one a little bit north of Itaewon. There's one in Gangnam. I believe that there's one kind of near Hapjeong. So they're quite spread out. It's honestly more about like which church do you end up picking, because that would determine things, and all the churches are very different. So message me on Instagram and message me on Instagram, or send me an email. I'm happy to like talk more about it. So potentially you could live closer to a church. You could always watch the ones I recommend online and get a feel for them online to see which one you'd like to end up going to. Are you going to do a podcast soon? Yep. I don't know. I don't think I'll have time to upload this year any of the podcast episodes, because I want to make sure I have at least 3. I actually plan to upload 3 at the beginning, so that's with my research. I was told you should always like drop a few when you first start so that people can kind of listen to them all to get the feeling for it. And then you like drop one at a time, like each week, every other week. So I have to still get 3. And today is like the first day that I've been able to talk without my throat hurting. I've been sick for a while. So, but yes, many podcasts are coming soon. The travel one will not be like, I won't drop 3 with the travel one, but with the Loved Back to Life podcast, that one will be, I'll drop 3 at the beginning. I watched your latest video and wow, I really hope that you're doing better. Okay, I'm going to read the rest of the comments, and then I want to talk a bit about the video and the comments that you guys had left on that really big, heavy drop of a video. I'm really sorry. A lot of people were like, I was happy to see your face and that you uploaded something. And then I watched it and my heart sank and I'm sad. And I felt bad. But at the same time, I didn't, because I knew eventually I was going to have to say it, and it was never going to be like an easy video to like drop, you know? So pause on the video. I just want to read the comments super quick. Hey, Megan, nice to see you. You're back. Yes. Hi. So brave of you to share about my experience. Planning on visiting any other countries? Korea is the place that I feel really called to, but I do think I might make like a trip to somewhere warm this winter, just for a week or something like that. I haven't even decided where. Also depends on prices and stuff like that. I might take like a quick, like 1 week trip somewhere. I haven't decided. Thailand, even if it's not like all that warm. I don't know. Australia? I have no idea. So I'll let you know. Glad to see you're smiling. Glad to hear. I also watched your video yesterday, and I'm thinking about, yes, we'll talk about the video here in a second. Doing life with Megan. Megan Sofa. I love it. I love it so much. Okay, so if Australia is warm at the moment, I might need to go there, because a little too warm, I'll take it. It is freezing here. Okay, so we're going to talk about the video for a second. I'm going to pull up the comments as well, because I really didn't have it in me to type reply to people, because some of the comments, yeah, it was like a little all over the place, but I really wanted to reply to some of them, because there were some that I feel like I needed to maybe clarify some things or comment on a few things. So this is comments about the most recent video for those of you who are just joining. I really heartfelt thank you so much for the prayers. For those of you, there are people I have never met in my life who pray for me. That's crazy to me. Like that is incredible. And it really means the absolute world to me, to know that I'm being lifted up. And prayer is so important. I think it is why I healed so quickly. I think it is why because I on Instagram kind of was dropping a lot of hints that I have been going through something really hard, and then I went through something else really hard, and so many people would say, "I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you." And I'm like, "I've never met you in my life, and yet you're praying for me." And it really meant the world to me. So that's like the biggest, hugest thank you that I have is prayers. And then under that is people who have given financially. I really couldn't, as you could tell, like afford. I mean, I just couldn't force myself to get in front of a camera. It was very hard. I went to make the video that I dropped last weekend, and I was just like crying throughout the whole thing. It was very messy, very vulnerable, but I realized I probably needed to say it from a more healed stance rather than a hurting stance. And so that's why I refilmed it. And I'm really glad that I did, because I think that the newer video definitely came out a lot better than the other one did. Um, I do not want to make it sound like all guys stink or are not worth trusting. I have just had a few incidences where guys seemed trustworthy and then they were not. And so I think that it's more, I do want to make a podcast specifically diving more into the incident and things like that to explain like red flags. And that will be on like the travel related podcast of saying, here's warning signs, here's red flags to look out for guys or women that could be saying one thing and then not really having like the kindest intentions behind it. And so I really don't want people to think like they can't go out and like have a good time in Korea, or it's not worth coming to this country. I still think this country is incredible. I still think I still live here, right? Like I chose to live here and I chose to come back because I feel very called to be here. And there are wonderful things about Korea that I don't want to let an incident that could have also happened in America, could have also happened in any other country. I don't want that to like taint my life that I feel the Lord has given me here. And but I do think it's very important to proceed with caution, especially those who want to go out and party. Like that is not where you're going to want to find a guy. I'm just going to tell you right now. It could happen. Yes, it could happen. I don't think it should, because I've just heard many stories. Now, like, because I posted this video, many people reached out to me for various reasons. And a lot of people reached out to me and said, I've had a similar experience in Korea. I've had a similar experience. I've had a similar experience. It always was people who were new to the country and were kind of, like naive. And so I really just want to like, yeah, I just really want to give great caution to you. As you can tell, I'm trying really hard to choose my words like wisely, because in Korea there are things called defamation laws. And if you like rag too much, or if you say too many bad things about the country, you can get sued and get into huge amounts of trouble. I am not saying, and I want to clarify that, like, I am not saying that Korea is a bad country. I just want to help you be more prepared. For some reason, I think Instagram shadow ban me. I have no idea, but if you go to like Google or a search engine and you type in Megan Osten Instagram, my Instagram will then pop up. Don't ask me why you can't search me in the thing. I haven't figured it out yet. No idea. Oh, someone said being in a healed state definitely gives me more clarity on what happened and can really show like how far you've come since then. So when I say healed, some people maybe are even wondering like, how could you be healed when something like that is so bad and hard. And I think I've come to the place where what happened doesn't affect me as often in the day to day. And I've come to this point where I can talk about it freely, and I can talk about it with my heart that has this excitement and this stance of like, how can I use this for good? How can I use this to help other people heal as well? And it's not like there's no wrestle within me. I'm not, when I start to talk about it, I don't feel like it's controlling me. I feel like I can control the conversation, and I feel like I can just use it for good. And that really came from that time in the States when I spent like 6 weeks at home. I just read my Bible. I lived in Starbucks. I wish it was a different I wish it was a different cafe, but all the cafes in America close at like 2 or 3. So Starbucks was the only thing that was open till like 9. And I just went there and I read and I studied the word, just got to know God's heart. And that is like really what healed me, because people often, not people, oh, this is something that they said at the worship service last night. It was in reference of the armor of God. And it was saying that often people will say like, I'm weak, and they'll say, I'm just weak and that's why I'm struggling. And it's actually, no, you just doubt God. You doubt his goodness. You doubt in the legitimacy of his word. And that is really where the enemy will come in and like press that specific button of doubt. Could God actually be really good if all of this mess happens? And what's crazy is the answer is yes. God is always good. He is good. He is love. And people will say, well, how could he allow this stuff to happen? At the end of the day, we have allowed this stuff to happen too, because we've chosen to be selfish ourselves. We've chosen to often think inwardly. The guy that did something horrible to me, he was thinking selfishly. We are all broken people who can do good things, but often end up doing selfish things. And if God just stopped every single time, everything bad that was ever going to be happening, we would not have free will. And so this gift of being able to choose to do what we would like, to be able to choose to love someone, to be able to choose to do good, we also can choose to do bad. And God says, I want to give you that freedom. I want to give you that freedom so that you can make choices, but there are consequences of actions. And sickness, all the brokenness in this world is a result of the fact that we're broken people. And I see and I saw how the enemy wanted me to go, God, how could you? And I'm pointing the finger at the wrong one. I'm going, Satan, you tried. You tried to get me really good. And I'm going to be honest, you got me. I almost left Korea. But I see what you were doing. I see you were trying to get me out of here. I see you were trying to hurt me and break me and tear me apart. But what you meant for evil, God ended up using it for good. And God brought people into my life who loved me more than I'd ever been loved. He brought healing, restoration, confidence in me as a result of this horrible thing. So God's heart broke when he witnessed it. His heart breaks every day when he has to witness all the evil that happens in this world. But him and his loving kindness, he brings healing, he brings restoration, he brings love, peace, joy, all these wonderful things out of the chaos of this world. And as a result, I am the best version of myself that I've ever been. And so, yeah, I really look forward to talking about this kind of stuff more in the podcast, because I was pointing the finger at the wrong person, saying, why, for too long in my life. And now, yeah, I'm in a much more healed state, in a much more clear state in my mind, that I can realize like when the enemy is trying to attack me. And the illness that I had, the fact that I wanted to record all these podcasts and then I can't even talk. Yeah, there's just so much that I can call out the enemy now so clearly, and see him try to like tear me apart, basically. Okay, let me get back to these comments. I'm so glad that this video has touched you guys, and that the testimony has brought any sense of healing, or maybe stirring up encouragement into you, like all literally glory be to God. I prayed so much about that video and had so many of my friends praying about it as well. All glory be to him. Don't look at me, give him all the praise. Obviously, I'm happy to be obedient to what the Lord calls me to do, and the encouragements mean so much to me. But I just want everyone to know that I hope it impacts you to know that God gave me this heart, this channel, this story to impact you because he loves you. So I hope that you're like really resonating with like the Lord loves you that much that he would give me the words to say and help you find my channel to impact you because he loves you so much. I hope that makes sense. Um People saying that they really related to the feeling of being like rejected or a misfit. I really cannot wait to kind of talk more about this because maybe it's because I'm on the internet. I don't know why people think this, but I've really struggled in my life to be accepted just for like who I was. I would say college college it was like the beginning of kind of rockiness, and then I became a Christian my senior year. I'll share my whole story about how I became a Christian in the podcast, and that'll be the first episode, which I'm really excited about. But excuse me, like right before my senior year of college, became a Christian, and ever since then, community got harder and harder and harder. I felt more and more rejected often, and so it's just funny because people think like, oh, Christian, fluffy flowers, like, everything's great and you just skip through daisies. And it's like, actually, no, it's promised that things aren't going to be easy, but they're with God and you're with him and it's all worth it. So it's just funny how the worst of my life happened after I became a Christian. All the horrible, horrible things. As soon as I wanted to get to know the Lord, that was when the worst things hit my life. And people go, oh, so God's not good. No, the enemy does that specifically to make you think he's not good. But actually, the enemy's trying to come in and bring you farther away from God. So every time you try to press in and something hits you, a trial, that shows you're in the perfect spot because the enemy's trying to tear you down so you walk away. And so when I do eventually share my story, I was a misfit throughout the majority of my life of being a Christian. And it only made finding community all the more sweeter. Um, and now I'm in such a good place. Like a lot of it's from YouTube. So, like the greatest people that I've met are all from YouTube. But yeah, I can't wait to talk more about the whole misfit thing because your girl was a misfit. A lot. Um, People getting very upset that I was clickbaiting them with the video. This is not what life is like in Korea. This is clickbait. Confusing. It's life in Korea. I talked about community, talked about the pains of community, talked about a very sad story that's happened to a lot of people. I didn't say everybody's life in Korea. I said life in general. And the whole relationship side of things as well. Very common here too. Finding love abroad and the pros and cons of like love abroad. Happy that I'm back. I'm glad. I hope that we can meet up when I come out in 2025. Long way away. That's okay. I literally live my life here in Korea just year by year. I'm always like, Lord, do we stay another one? Usually the answer is yes so far. I'm still here, right? So, um, but yes, obviously I would love, love. And I should say that I reopened my consultations, my online trip consultations. The links for all of this should be in the description box below. And I will start hosting my friends feeding, like friend meetup events as well, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about it. Ah, yeah, this was something I wanted to comment on. What irritates me is that your video 3 months ago, you look so happy. I guess this must have been an older video, or you're able to cover your pain so well. I don't know if you meant the word irritate. If you did, that's an aggressive word. But I studied theater and acting since the age of, well, I don't remember how old I was, but I started in like 4th or 5th grade, I think. And I went to, throughout my whole life, I was like in 3 musicals or shows at a time. And then I went to college. I got 2 degrees. One was in middle childhood education and the other was in theater. So I am actually very, very good at faking when I need to. Has its pros and cons. I still wear my emotions very heavily on my sleeve. But when it comes, like when push comes to shove, I'm like, I can do what I got to do. And so some of those videos, that was very much just like, this is my job. I'm going to get kicked out of my apartment if I don't make money. So I need to post a video. Some of it was, that's why I was gone for so long, was because I couldn't fake it anymore. Some of the videos were pre-recorded and then I just re-edited them. Or they were in like a really good state, like I was just in a really good, having a really good day. Because when stuff like this happens to you, obviously it can like really impact you and be really hard. But sometime, with time really does help heal as well. And yeah, so I do know how to act well, but I wanted to comment on that as well. Um, so much love. You guys are so sweet. Wow, this comment is long. I think that's like a novel. I need to read that later. Another novel. You guys honestly are so kind, though. These comments are so sweet. Someone's commenting about tattoos. I have one. Maybe that's what you were talking about. My one and only on my ring finger. If one day I ever do get married, the ring will go below the cross to show that the Lord is first. The reason you put a ring on this finger is because there's a vein, I guess, that connects directly to your heart. So this just signifies that the Lord is my first, truest, I don't even want to say first love, because that's not the right view. It's like the core, my core, like love, not just first, because first makes it seem like it's some sort of like, I think about the horse race, like, dun, 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 and you like, what? Oh, like number 6 is in the lead. Oh, now it's number 4. Like, God is the core of my heart, like the core of my being. So I just wanted to put that there. And everyone tells me, like, you should, when I wanted to get it, they were like, don't get a hand tattoo. They just fade. I specifically found a guy in Ohio, that's where I was at the time, who was like known for hand tattoos. I got this done in 2016. Never got it touched up once. It looks the same as like it did the year after like I got it. And it just cracks me up because the guy was like, "Oh no, I'm known for these for a reason." And he was just like, "Ring, ring, 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 ring." Like that thing must be like in the bone. It's so deep. But yeah, that's my one and only. What does God say about tattoos? Interesting question. Tattoos back then were often like not like real, like there is a verse in the Bible that talks about tattoos, and people will say you're not supposed to get tattoos. Those tattoos, the same thing. This is a whole can of worms, but quickly saying it wasn't talking about, like tattoos that show your faith. Like it back then they were putting like marks of bad things, or like sorcerer, like bad things on their body. And so you have to be careful with some of these verses and taking them and trying to like copy and paste them to all things. You have to really understand like what's the context, why were they saying it. Excuse me, at that time. Again, you have to watch, you have to read the Bible, understand what the context is, specifically when they were talking about it at that time. So many sweet comments. Okay, I'll only look for one more and then I'll put this one away. Yeah, so someone just saying that so many mean honestly, mean comments just make my heart hurt for that person. Like I really don't take it personally, because if someone wants to take the time to like type something out in hopes to affect that person to make them feel bad, it really breaks my heart for that person that that's what they feel like they have to do. So I really don't mind the hate. I'm sorry if you're trying to get under my skin. I'm too loved by the great Lord above that it just, I really feel bad. Um, yeah, I would never make that video for clicks, or do it to try to get attention. Like that video took so much to make, and I really do hope that, I know it blessed other people. So yeah. Meow, 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 meow. A lot of people just say like, I really hope you're doing well, like genuinely, and I genuinely am. Like I really, really don't want anyone to like worry about me. I am doing the best that I've ever been. And I'm not saying that just to like make someone feel better. The acting part of me is not coming out. This is genuine. I am doing so well. I am in love, like so much. And like love is just like the best way I can describe how I feel, like overwhelmed by love. So, um, Marlena, hi. I heard married people in Korea don't really do rings. You're right. It's not like as I do see them more. They're becoming more popular, but it's not like staple. Like it's not like the standard as much as it is in the States to just everybody has rings, which I think is so weird. Um, can I do that? Can I make people? Oh, Marlena, I can add you as a moderator. I don't even know what that is. um, where can you find English-speaking churches near Gangnam? There are 2 English-speaking churches in Gangnam. There's one called King's Cross, and then there's one called Saving Grace. She said, "Be careful doing that." Rach Fluffs, you're also so sweet, so I'll add you as a moderator too. This is so cool. I didn't even know I could do that. Okay. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. It's literally tomorrow. Well, I don't know what time it is. It is Friday night, so you guys still have a few more days. But for hello from Encounter Live, Andrew. Hello. Hi. No, you're fine. It's good to see you. Yes, Christmas is coming. I hope everybody is able to have wonderful celebrations. I hope people are able to remember the reason for the season, enjoy fun family, like gift times. And I'm just so excited to celebrate. Christmas is my favorite. I want to say this one more time in case you joined late, but if you are in Seoul, there is an AIM, AIM, um, AIM, like Christmas service. I feel like there's another word, or I'm forgetting what A means, but it's like all the churches in, like, all the English speaking churches in Seoul are coming together, and they're meeting at Shinyoungsan Church to have like a big like celebratory thing together. And I posted about it on my Instagram, but I'll repost about it in case you missed it. I'm looking for the picture. Where's my screenshots? Where's my screenshots? Where is it? Monday. Did I lose it? It's at 2 p.m. on Monday, which is like a very interesting time. But I really hope that people can come. Was it on this phone or was it on my other phone? I can't find it. I have this screenshot to show you. It's been so cold. There's been an alert. Like, there's been an alert. There's been like the little warning sign, like it's freezing outside for like days here. And those were all the days that I went outside. Oh, wait. Okay. This isn't what I was going to show you. Oh, I can look it up really quick. Okay. Instagram. I put it in my, I posted about it so I can go to my archives. Archive. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, that might be back. Words. Link to the church. I'll actually repost. Oh, there's my friend. It was her birthday. Happy birthday, Christy. I will reshare this right now so that people can see it. If you are interested in coming to have a little celebratory service for Christmas. And I said this before, but there's a Christmas party that I'm hosting today, Junya. There's a Christmas party I'm hosting today at 3, if anybody is here and would like to come. Okay, since it probably didn't flip well, I am posting the link again. Posting the link again on my Instagram. Have a good time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, church address. I'm almost done. And then I do have some questions for y'all because I'm interested to know what you guys would like to do on some of these podcasts as well. Okay, posted it. Wondering how often is there an air quality alert? That's actually a really good question. These days they have not been quite as bad. It's funny because people forget that masks were a thing like before the vid, you know? I don't know why. I guess if you say that in your videos, you get like starred or something. I don't know, whatever. So before that, there were masks for like air quality and things like that. And these days, I don't think it's been anywhere near as bad as I've heard that it's been like in, like before the vid. I heard it was like worse more often. It's gotten a bit better since then. I don't know. I wasn't here before that time. And when I did live in China, honestly, the majority of what we get, like air quality wise, is just coming off of China. So these days hasn't been that bad. I can literally like judge via like one tower that's like really far off in the distance from my window. I can always tell by like how much I can see that tower, like how bad is the air quality today. But I haven't had to wear a mask because it's been so bad outside in quite a while. So yes. Do I miss my family? That's a really good question. Someone told me that Namsan Tower lights up to let people know. I didn't know that, actually. If the air quality is bad, then you wouldn't be able to see it. Maybe the tower has a brighter light. Anyways, do I miss my family? Always. But there's something called like spiritual gifts. And I realized from the church back in the States that I've like God has given me gifts of like my number one gifting is missionary, which is literally living abroad. My number two is evangelism. And so like sharing about like my love for the Lord. And I was also gifted in like empathy and prophecy, which was I was a little surprised, but not really surprised once I like understood it more. But so much of me points to me living abroad. And so I am like, I love this. So I obviously miss my parents so much, and my grandpa, my uncles and cousins. Like of course I wish that I could see them every day. I wish that somehow I could collide the two together. But because this is like ingrained into me and who I'm called to be, I really love being here. So yes. Yes, 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 yes. Do your parents want to visit Korea? Guys, everybody say in the comments, Megan's parents should come to Korea. I wanted them to come to Korea for so long. It's such a long flight. My parents have never done a flight like that. My mom's never been overseas. I found out about a community theater that does English community theater things, and they only do it, I think, like one show or two shows a year. But I so desperately want to be in one of those because I haven't done theater in so long. If I'm in one of those shows, I know they would come to watch it. So I think I need to do that so that they have to come. What type of mission are you talking about? So missions, like missionary is like the heart to like love people and point them to God's love. And it's not in the sense of like I'm trying to shove something down someone's throat, but it's the act of like I feel called and sent by God to tell people about the best thing ever, which is his love in him. So to be able to live overseas and do that, I really believe it's why God's given me this like platform and why God has built up my YouTube channel is it's not like it's to love and care for other people, but also to tell people about my faith and to encourage them because it's ultimately the meaning of life is to have a relationship with him, in my opinion. That's what it says in the Bible, and I trust the word of God. So yeah, I feel like called to tell people about that. I've been away for a bit, but would you have updated yes, I do plan to update the where to stay video in Korea. And I have been working on for a while, like a document version of that video as well, because I do know that I say a lot in that video and speak quickly. But in that time, the where to stay, I said that Myeongdong is like quite dead. Now it is alive and bussin'. It is like so, so busy. But my opinion of Myeongdong and my opinions on things have definitely in some areas remained the same. In some areas they have changed. So I will be updating that very soon. Yes, that's one of the next videos I definitely want to talk about. Potentially could end up being a podcast, but we'll see. Almost a day's worth of flying. I know. So this is so cool. Namsan Tower has blue for very good, green for good, yellow so-so, red very bad, air quality colors. That's so cool. I didn't know that. So cool. Your video about taking the bus in Seoul was so helpful. Oh, I'm always worried about getting lost. It happens. It happens to us all, right? We all get a little turned around. I can't tell you the number of times that I had gotten lost or taken the wrong bus. What's so great is like, even if you do get lost and you take the wrong bus or something, you just get off, you type, how do I get home from here? And maybe it's a different route, but still like you can get home. There's so many buses like everywhere. What's hard is when you kind of get outside of Seoul and you start to get into like other more rural areas. The buses don't come quite as often. And when they don't come quite as often, sometimes people are like, "Oh, I want to go to this cafe like in the middle of nowhere," but then you might have to like get a taxi, which is fine. Taxis are still quite cheap. I think some people have believed that like I think taxis are like the most expensive thing in the entire world here in Seoul. They're significantly cheaper in comparison to taxis in like the States and stuff like that. So I don't want people to think I'm like anti-taxi. I still take them when I'm late. But you just have to be a little bit more careful because if you're planning on like saving that money and not spending that kind of money, then sometimes the buses don't come as often when you go outside of Seoul. So whenever people are trying to like really travel outside of Seoul, I really recommend that they book those travel like trip consultations that I have in the description box below. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I have like one-on-one like coaching for travel stuff. I really recommend people, especially if they're trying to go outside of Seoul, because there's so much that you might want to do, but you have to be very careful about it. Yes, Myeongdong is back to life. You want to eat all the things. Their street food is incredible. I also avoid taxis because I'm also cheap. Wow, Nick, your dad was Mormon and your mom was Pentecostal. Those are like night and day. That's crazy. Hoping to get placed in an urban area so I'm not without proper public transportation. I still will say, like, even outside of Seoul, they still have, like, Busan is almost the same as Seoul. I would say, like, a lot of places where they would put you, you're still going to have, like, good public transportation. It's just a matter of they won't come quite like every 7 minutes. They might come every 15 to 20 minutes or every 30 minutes. That's the thing I hate the most about the subway is when you get outside of Seoul, down, like trying to come up to Seoul, it's the train maybe doesn't come for a really long time. That's the only thing. But overall, proper public transportation really is everywhere. It's just like how convenient, how often. Don't apologize for your randomness, Nick. I think it's very fascinating. Your mom has never been outside of America, correct? She's traveled in the States a lot. She's a road warrior. She used to drive like 5.5 hours every weekend to go see her parents in New York. So she's traveled a lot and flown as well in America. My friend saw your video on eating alone in South Korea and it so helped her. Oh, I'm so glad. I want to make more videos like that where like helping you here and like the day-to-day stuff. I am very excited about making more videos. I think that I'm just kind of coming to this place where a lot of the helpful videos I've made remain the same. Like buses haven't changed. Subways haven't changed. I mean, the price has gone up a little bit, but like overall how to eat, all of that still applies. I really want to sit down more and like have more chats, like sit down the podcast, like let's really talk about the truth. So I kind of, yeah, I hope I can also get some more videos out that are fun like that. But I think the next season, it's really important that I am honest about some stuff that's been going on in my life / how to warn you guys. What state am I from? I'm from a lot of states. I was born in Connecticut, but I lived many places. Oh my gosh, it's already 12:40. Oh, okay, it did upload. Okay. It's already 12:40. Well, I have a Christmas party that's happening kind of soon. So I honestly should probably get going kind of soon. I'll answer a few more questions and then get out of here / I'll just talk at you because I'm happy to talk to you. I went. So Christmas, if you guys know this or not, I really want to know your thoughts about this. This just popped into my head. I've been thinking about making a reel. I went to I wanted to see some Christmas lights, right? Like who doesn't want to see Christmas lights? But they don't do as many Christmas lights in Korea. I'm just going to be honest. It's it's getting more, but it's not like we have houses to like decorate and whatnot. It's just random Christmas trees at like malls. So there's always this place. Okay, there's two things. There's two things. One, there's this place that's like indoors. So obviously it's frigid here, right? So there's this one mall that has this like indoor little Christmas. It's not little. It's not that big, but it's like if you took the size of, gosh, what is a good reference? What is a good reference size? Okay, so if we took like a parking lot. Okay, we're taking a parking lot, and this is going to be my American brain thinking here. And we put like 8 cars this way, and then we did like 15 cars this way, if that's making any sense at all. And then we fill that in. So we've got like a 8 car by 15 car block of area. And that is how much Christmas decorations are in this. And it's like a little house with little rooms, and you go inside. Very cutesy. All Christmas trees. And would you wait 4 hours to walk inside of that little tiny exhibit, which would take maximum like 15 minutes really to walk through? Would you wait 4 hours to go into that? Personally, I wouldn't wait 4 hours in line to go look at it. But that's what people are doing right now. They are waiting like 2 to 4 hours because it's Korea and they do it for the pick, right? And so they will wait 2 to 4 hours to get into this tiny little, it's not tiny, but it's not big, right? If it was like a whole building, a maze, but like it's in a mall, so you can kind of like look at it from the outside and just like glance in and whatever. People will wait 4 hours to go get their Insta pic. And there's like a ton of people. So unless you get it from like that specific angle, right? Like, but then that's why the lines are so long, is because people wait so that people can take their pictures. I wouldn't wait. Anyways, that's not what I originally wanted to say. But this was the Christmas tree that I went to, the mall I went to look at the Christmas tree. And every year it's always been like my favorite Christmas tree. I want to know what you guys think of this theme. What is this giving? What is it giving? Let me give you some more. It's literally, it's giving Quaker Steak and Lube. It's giving Sonic. It's like clever, but I also don't know how I feel about it. What I loved the most was the Santa bike that had, Santa's got like sunglasses on, and he's riding this bike. But like it, this is inside of that little building. It's literally like, oh, Johnny Rockets. That's very good. Yeah. I I know, right? I still couldn't believe it. I think I need to make a reel out of this footage. Santa's house, and it's like a diner. I had never seen anything like this in my life. They even had like Santa Express cans. I still don't know how I feel about it. Yeah. I just don't know how I feel about it, but it is honestly adorable. Teehee. So, yeah, they even put on the license plate Times Square, which is where this is at. This is at Times Square here in Korea. I just so fascinating to me. Like, never would I have ever thought that for Christmas we would be like, "All right, what theme we picking? What theme are we going for?" Sonic? Great. I love it. What an idea. Did they play 50s music? Nope, they were playing just regular Christmas music, but that I think that's a missed opportunity. Yes, Yeongdeunpo. This is like near Yeongdeunpo. Aloha! Good to see you. I'm so sad because I'm about to leave. Um, yes, people here love waiting for the trendy things. They love waiting for the trendy things. They have to get the pick. Gotta have that perfect shot, as casual flipper said. Need that perfect shot. Um, but yes, I have to go host this Christmas party and get all the little decorations and fun activities all set up and whatnot. But I am literally so happy to have finally been able to hang out with you guys, to talk a little bit. I really look forward to this podcast. I really look forward to sharing more, hopefully helpful content with you guys very, very soon. And I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. I don't know if I'll see you before the new year or not. So just in case, Happy New Year's. I can't believe it's going to be 2024. But I feel much better about 2024 in comparison to 2023. Even at the beginning of the year, I was like, and now at the end of the year, I was like, but I'm very, very excited for 2024. So happy holidays. Yes, Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. Eat lots of good things. Enjoy friends and family. Remember the reason for the season. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Heart to. Much love. Bye, guys.